Oh man, so a marginally red Sunday for Bitcoin, down 0.14% at the time of recording, sending FANTOM down 2.34%. Yes, another red day, guys, but I've seen something in the FANTOM chart which could give us a glimmer of hope. We're going to analyze that today. We're also going to look at the Bitcoin chart because I've seen something very interesting in the Bitcoin chart which might not be the most exciting. I'm going to share my thesis on what I think is going on over the next couple of weeks. If you haven't watched my video explaining my views on the macroeconomy with regards to the Fed and a bunch more, make sure you go watch that video. I'll link it up here so you can go get that video and understand what's going on and what my view is and my perspective is over the next few weeks. Really important that you watch that video. But in terms of this video, we're going to look at the key levels in the charts. We're going to understand what patterns are forming in these charts and what I think is going to happen from here. So if you'd like my perspective, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, sit back, and don't forget these videos are brought to you by our very own course member live streams. If you like my perspective, consider joining those course member lives, ijaz.uk/member, links in the description. Now, let's start off with FANTOM. And as you can see on FANTOM, 2.35% down today, and it's another red day, and you can see these bear flags continues to play out to the downside. We're heading closer and closer to the price target, which I never actually thought we'd meet, which is down at 93 to 96 cent range. Hopefully we build up some support before then, and the glimmer of hope is what we're seeing right here now on the 4-hourly candles is we're seeing some good support here. We're seeing some good support come out from 126, and partially that is to do because Bitcoin is holding up pretty well at 42,700. Okay, now a lot of people have been asking me, where can FANTOM go if Bitcoin loses its bottom? Where can FANTOM go? And these are my price targets. I know it sounds horrible, but if Bitcoin starts losing key patterns, which we're going to look at in a minute, FANTOM could be heading as low here as 90 cents. We have to be prepared for that. If you don't have conviction in these plays, then you need to make a serious decision, right? Because I know I'm holding mine. I know I'm not bothered if it heads to 90 cents. I know my conviction. I know I'm going to use that as a buying opportunity, just as I did at 103 or 104. We made a video covering the moment when I purchased those. If you don't have conviction to be ready to ride this leg to the downside, you need to question whether you should be in an altcoin like this. So that is what I'm seeing here, some support at 126. But again, the wider picture continues to show us that we're in this pattern. You cannot deny that we're in this bear flag and we still have price to the downside. We need a lot of plumbing to happen here in order to close the leak so we can start heading up. And the successive levels we need to start winning back are obviously 134, then 147, and the key is 165. This is the key level. If we can win back 165, things are going to look really good. But we're going to come onto the Bitcoin chart because FANTOM will not win 165 back unless Bitcoin at least gets above its 44.5 mark, retests, and starts working to the upside. That is a fact. Okay? As long as Bitcoin stays below 44.5, we're in a bearish market right now. We're worried about the fact of breaking to the bottom side of this wedge. If we lose the bottom of this wedge, things will not be pretty. I mean, let's take a refresh of the Fear and Greed Index. We were sitting at 30 yesterday. It's climbed up a little bit to 34 because Bitcoin has managed to hold a little bit of strength here at 42,700. But what I'm seeing is something a little bit different. Let's go over to the hourly chart here on Bitcoin. Let's see if we can position this chart so we can see something. Now, what can we see here? What do you guys see here? Well, all I see, unfortunately, is a downward move to the bottom side, a consolidation, exactly what we saw on FANTOM, and then another move to the downside, a consolidation. These, you can call these relief rallies, you can call them bear flags, you can call them continuation patterns, but the concept is the same. And that's why what I'm fearful now is we're successively losing key support levels. Okay, we lost this one here at 45,200 and straight down. Went to this. Look by the way how there's no consolidation here. It went all the way to our next level, which was at 43.5 and 43. Okay, it hovered around there, then it fell down. Now we're going to see another fall down to our next level of 41,659. That is the next level. And if we lose that level, I'm just going to switch over to the 4-hourly. If we lose that level, then things become really nervy about falling to the bottom side of the wedge, because you have 41,659, then you have 40,000, and then you fall out from the bottom of the wedge. Okay, so not to be a bear, not to be, get anybody worried, but the key we need to do now is not panic sell. You do not want to let the market panic sell you right now. You want to hold on to your coins and you want to make sure you have conviction. You want a dollar cost average, you want to buy on the pullbacks, and you want to be patient. Okay, and again, sometimes we need to get out of this picture, just look at this picture. This is the weekly chart here on Bitcoin, and this is what I want to show you, just to give you guys a little bit more hope on a Sunday when everything is looking gloomy and the hourly charts are showing you bearish patterns, and we may be falling from a certain wedge, and Phantom may be heading a little bit lower. But here, let's look at the wider market and look at where we're at on Bitcoin. And what I want to show you is the following. So what we can see here is at this point, you created our high, right? We created our high at about 62. We then created our low at 29 last summer. We then posted another high back in November at about 69,000. Notice this high is higher than this high. We then came down, which was a horrible winter, which we've just had now, right? Which is what everybody felt. And we went as low as 32,900. That was this low here. Now look at where we're going. The natural path is for us to go this way. Okay, this is an upward trend. We're managing to post an upward channel. And if you were to assume that's the case, you can then say from where we're at now, measured move to the top of the wedge, the 70% move here on your Bitcoin, just to get to the top of the channel. And that's all we need to do. That's all we need to do here on Bitcoin, is as long as we go and create a higher high than here, so anything above 69, so 70,000, 71, 72, that is perfectly fine. As long as we do that, we continue to be in the long-term game for Bitcoin. Then you can go have another fall to the downside. As long as you then create a higher low at 36 or 37, then you're good to go back to the upside. And that is all you need to continue uptrending. And our job is just to make sure we don't buy here and we buy here. Simple, 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 guys. And if you like the perspective of these types of, basics and understanding the principles of investing, make sure you consider joining the course member live streams, ijaz.uk, links in description, /member. And that is what we need to do here. And things are looking fine. We don't have to worry about anything now. If you're to lose the bottom of this trend line, I agree. If we close below 32,000, I agree. The pattern changes and we have to reevaluate at that point. But that is not what we're seeing right now. We're in a comfortable position right now since we got this rally back into the middle of the wedge here. Okay, but that is what people are getting worried about now, because if I head over back to this chart here and head back over to our messy 4-hourly chart, this is what the concern is, because if we do fall from the bottom of this wedge, your price target from the bottom of this wedge is at around 34,000, and then you start getting back into that battle of the 32,000 battleground, which we don't want to get close to. Okay, now as I mentioned in my previous video, make sure you go watch that. I'm going to link it up here. The Fed is going to play a big part in this right now. We've got the market spooked. The whole reason we're down right now here on Bitcoin, the whole reason for this move to the downside is because the S&P and the NASDAQ were down. Don't believe me? Let's pull up the NASDAQ. Same pattern to the downside. When this moves, Bitcoin has a perfect almost correlation to it. The market goes risk off and Bitcoin is moving with it, okay? And my thesis is we could see a rally over the next week or the next 10 days. But what I am expecting is I'm expecting red candlesticks leading up to the Fed meeting on the 4th of May, okay? The 4th of May is when we're going to see a lot of selling activity just before then and even on the day before the announcement. And those are the moments I'm going to be poised, ready to buy the dip on some of my favorite coins, okay? So yes, the market's a little bit red right now. You don't want to panic sell. You just want to continue to dollar cost average and hold, right? If you don't have any extra cash, you just hold. You have conviction, you hold. If you don't have conviction, that is a different question, because if you're holding a coin like Phantom, currently now at $130, $127, and you're trying to think about, what's it going to be like at 90 cents? If you can't stomach that, or you don't have the conviction, you're going to sell at 90 cents, why don't you just sell now at 120, 127, right? Why don't you just sell now at 127? You have no conviction. If you're going to panic sell at 90, do yourself a favor and sell it now. But that's not the point. You need to build conviction. You need to learn about these projects before you buy the token. Just like me. I can tell you right now, as a matter of fact, if Phantom falls to 90 cents, unless something fundamentally has changed with the project or the team or a hack or something like that, which I'll make very clear with you and post a video and announce, I'm not changing my position. I'll continue to dollar cost average. I'll continue to buy on the dips and the pullbacks. So there you have it, guys. There's a blend of technicals and fundamentals here on your favorite coins. If you like my perspective, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.